Hey you know good nerf herders. I will now be ranking the live-action films from the Star Wars series. Number 11 is Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker. When it comes to plot and writing, this one is just awful. Horrible plot points, laughable dialogue and generic structure. While the ending is a lot of fun, it is fun to the troglodyte part of my brain. Very disappointing but has some glimmers of enjoyment. Number 9 is Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. While there is some enjoyable moments throughout, it is mostly ruined by some bad writing and acting. It's one of the most forgettable films, but when it has some good moments, it shines a little. Number 9 is Episode 8 The Last Jedi. Mostly hated by fans, I think there are certain things in this film that were good ideas plot-wise but didn't fully get the attention they deserved. The acting is good throughout if I'm honest, but the writing is mostly poor. Special effects are great though. Number 8 is Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. The biggest problem with the film is its confused lack of direction. Trying to add political intrigue to a fantasy sci-fi film would work if it wasn't a film aimed mostly at children. As usual, George Lucas shoots way too high for the stars. The added bits for kids are cringe, but Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor give fantastic leads, and the action scenes are fantastic. Number 7 is Solo, a Star Wars story, a film made with troubled development, with flip-flopping directors. It is still enjoyable for what it is. But that's just about it, it's just what it is, nothing else. It has a good cast playing the younger versions of these characters, it does meander at paces, but worth at least one watch. Number 6 is Episode 4 A New Hope. The original film which started off the series, it is weighed down by its energy and slight lack of direction. While it did start the world off well, it is one of the weaker films, but I will credit it for its great following of the act structure. Number 5 is Episode 7 The Force Awakens. The return of the series under Disney and without George Lucas, it very much is a spiritual copy of A New Hope, but with better production and a more enjoyable story, not perfect but enjoyable for what it is. Number 4 is Episode 6 Return of the Jedi. While the previous film allowed the series to hold more gravitas, this one didn't fully follow it up tonally. Trying to add more family-friendly aspects to the film, tonally it didn't fit well with what was set. But for what it is, it's enjoyable. It would have ended the series well as the story points were strong enough. Number 3 is Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Probably one of the most enjoyable and memorable Star Wars films, but for all the wrong reasons. While the action scenes are fantastic, the writing is silly and the acting is so hammy. But it's so enjoyable that you just go with it. It's everything a Star Wars film should be, quality mean material. Number 2 is Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back. One of the best examples of a sequel overshadowing the original, this was the film where the series made its mark. Fantastic plot, great action scenes, impressive special effects and a twist that shocked the world. It very much changed the film world with how stories were told. Adding darkness to the series was a great addition. The best Star Wars film in my opinion is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. If I'm being honest, I think this film series in general is overrated. It grabs attention but usually disappoints. But this film is pretty standalone as it tells a great story and only has a connection to the series. Great cast and good writing, it hits its mark without too much cringe. Thanks for watching. If you disagree on my opinion, just remember I'm not a big fan of the series. Also grow up. Get some sex. Recommend me another film series to do this with, or else I'll pound your mum with the force of 1,000,000 parsecs.